Check that out. No one cares. So before I get to the actual match footage, I'm just gonna go ahead and go over the gear I used real quick because I know people will have questions about it. I know I did going into the match because this is actually my first Proving Grounds match that I ever competed in. I've done their Tactical Sniper Series and their Moons Out Goons Out matches, but this was the first real Proving Grounds match. And by the way, if you hear noises, the dog has a ball, so she might be chomping on it. So I guess I'll start with the boring stuff. Rifle and pistol mags. Pistol mags throughout the whole match, I tried to have 3 on me the whole time. 1 in a pocket and these 2 on my hip. This is just a Blackhawk double pistol mag holder. Worked fine. Just tighten the screw down real tight so that way the mags didn't come out, and they didn't come out. Didn't have any problems with that. Now the pistol mag in my pocket came out once, so mag pouch is the way to go. Rifle mags, I just had them in a cheap double carrier. Just put this on my belt. I was competing in the Slick division. So I was competing in Slick because I don't own a plate carrier. So next time, we'll see if that changes. But yeah, so I just had this on my belt. Just have the straps over the top of the magazines. Didn't have any issues with these coming out. Now on to the interesting things. Save the best for last. We'll start with the pistol. So holster was a Filster TLR1 Floodlight OWB. So this is their outside the waistband holster. And you can see there's a little bit of stuff going on with it. First stage, I lost 2 of the screws that hold the holster together. So on stage 2, I had to jerry rig some bungee to hold the thing together. Kind of a great way to start the day. Now this is, if you're familiar with OWB, this will be something different. So one of the requirements for the match was that your holster had to be level 2. Mainly they don't, you know, no one wants to lose a gun and no one wants to lose a loaded gun. So they have the retention requirement. Now the OWB doesn't come with any retention, so that was an issue. I ordered a holster for the match and unfortunately it didn't get there in time. So I had to design and 3D print this latch. It's got an internal spring in it. And what it does is it just, it retains. So you hit the latch, it comes out, it hooks on the little shelf on the light, and keeps the gun in the holster. I was very curious to see if this would hold up because it's, you know, it's 3D printed, and it held up fine. The gun itself is the Archon Type B Gen 2. This is new to me. I've had it for about a month now, I think. I've used it in a USPSA match, and then this was its first real hard use. I've got the Holosun EPS green 2 MOA dot and the TLR1HL. Only reason I have that on there is that way it, you know, fits in the holster. But yeah, that's the pistol I ran, and I was hammering it with this gun. I like this gun a lot. A bit of sight picture there. But yeah, you'll get to see how I did with that here once I get done with the rifle. So it's kind of the main thing I wanted to show off was the rifle that I was using. We'll go ahead and do Garand thumb style, go tip to butt. So silencer is the Silencer Co. Omega 36M. I'm using it with the 30 caliber flash hider end cap. I'm using it in the short configuration. Question I got a lot during the match was, what the heck is this ring? I've got that question in comments as well. This is the mount for the Magpul suppressor cover. Actually, hold on. Yeah, like I said, so this ring is one of the mounts that is used with the Magpul suppressor cover. Since I was using the can in the short configuration for this match, the cover doesn't fit, so I didn't have it on. Plus, this is kind of big, bulky. I didn't want to get caught on stuff and yanked off, so I just decided to go without it for this match. Barrel, is a Palmetto State Armory faux dissipator barrel. So you can see this is actually mid-length gas, not a rifle-length gas. I wish it was a rifle-length, but when I built this rifle, I could not find a dissipator barrel anywhere, or at least not for a reasonable price. So sling is just some cheap, I don't even know what brand it is. It came with my Kel-Tec RDB. That's what this sling is. I'm not joking. I can't imagine it's a very high dollar sling, but it worked fine. I don't think it's an issue in terms of comfort or anything. I'm not rocking 10 miles with it, whatever. In the back, it's just hooked on through some paracord. I didn't have any issues with this coming undone, so I'm not going to change it for now. Handguard is the M16 M203 handguard. One of the issues I was concerned with was, is that going to be an issue? You can see the bottom side of this handguard is just completely open, so I was concerned that I might burn myself. I did not. It wasn't an issue. The way I shoot this is just kind of C-clamp it, and you don't run into any issues, or at least I didn't. So we'll start with magazines. So magazines on this are Galil magazines. This is actually a South African R4 magazine, but it's the same profile. So this is the Palmetto State Armory KS47 receiver set. So it's designed for using AK mags. I had a project in mind for this when I built it, but that kind of got postponed, and so right now it's living as a 223 rifle. The scope is my March 1.5 to 15 dual focal plane. I chose this optic because, hey, I'm recording over here. She wants to play. Alright, the dog's all tuckered out now, so hopefully she won't distract us from the important things. Yeah, so like I said, this is the March 1.5 to 15 dual focal plane scope. I chose the scope mainly because I want to keep testing it out. I'm trying to use this in as many matches as I possibly can. That way I can get a good, solid opinion of it, and then hopefully I can post a video about it, because I think it's a pretty cool scope. It was definitely overkill for this match. I didn't really need to use magnification a whole lot. There was one long range stage, and I completely butchered it. You will see that. I'll make sure to point it out and embarrass myself. But yeah, moving on. I've talked about the lower stocks, a Magpul rifle MOE stock. So on stage 2, I actually had some pretty significant failures with this rifle. I had a really bad stuck case twice, and that's part of the reason I just completely bombed that stage. What I ended up doing to fix it, I'll just talk about that when I get to stage. Let's go to the match footage. That's more interesting. Alright, so stage 1 was called Belly Buster. So you can kind of see me just kind of standing here, no one's around me. That's because the RO is way down range. You can kind of see him down there. What you had to do is, once the timer went off, and by the way, it was actually really difficult to hear the timer. You had to run down and start crawling under.
I got plugged
this thing you have to crawl under. You hear the RO yell at me from my ears. My earmuffs fell off while I was running down here. Luckily, I usually always double up on EarPro, so I still had earplugs in, so I just kept going, didn't stop for them. So once you get done crawling under there, you have to grab your duffel bag, and it's probably about 75 pounds or so. And pick it up, and you have to run down to some more cones. I'd say this was probably about, I don't know, maybe 35, 40 yards or so. That's sort of what it felt like to me anyway. As far as pacing goes, going into this match, I wasn't quite sure how hard I should be pushing myself. So I'm going at a decent pace, but I'm not making sure they're, you know, not overexert.
Right. You do it twice. One hit each.
So RO starts and tells me left to right, and you see I immediately go right to left. I did not hear him say that. I don't remember hearing him say that. I just started shooting. He didn't stop me. You know, I hit all the targets. Pretty happy with the pistol performance. Cruised through that one. That far target was pretty small, actually. So after that, you holster your pistol. Great. Sprint over here. Little tank trap. There's 5 rifle targets between 100 and 150 yards. They weren't super far.
The trap.
One of the issues that I have with this rifle is that when those mags are fully loaded, they are very hard to strip that first round out. It takes a lot of force to do it because there's so much spring pressure. So at the start there, I had to take the mag out, make sure that I was fully closed on that first round, and then keep going. This time I actually did it in the right order.
Clear.
Pretty happy with the rifle performance there. I hit all the targets on one shot.
Take it back to the low crawl.
After that, I took off, running pretty quick. Once you get done, grab a duffel bag. I decided to drag it back, and I probably should have just picked it up. I feel like dragging it was probably the worst option because not only do you have to carry the weight of the bag, you also have to deal with the friction of the bag on the ground. So you see me grab that magazine there. So this is where I lost that first pistol mag. As I'm crawling through here on the way down, it fell out of my pocket, and on the way back I saw it. I said, oh hey look, my magazine. So that's nice. Didn't have to go hunt for it. Go flag, load pistol with that same magazine, and hit the stop plate, 2 shots.
Hit! Unload, shoot clear.
So as far as the placement goes for stage 1, overall I took 5th out of 93, and then for slick division I placed 2nd. That's going to be running theme. I think there's only 1, maybe 2 stages where I did not place 2nd within the slick division. Alright, so moving on to stage 2, Rumble in the Jungle. So you'll probably notice right away there's actually 2 sets of footage up on the screen. That's because I actually got to shoot this stage twice because I had a nasty malfunction on my first run, and the RO told me to stop because it was getting to be a safety issue. And so since he told me to stop, I got to get a reshoot. So this stage, you start down here at the stick, you have a short little run to where the pistol targets start. The ground here was pretty slick. It had been raining off and on for the past few days. So running down here, it kind of felt like a cartoon trick on ice where they just spin their feet and nothing moves.
There's the box. We shoot everything out. All the white first, then the rest.
Overall, I definitely did better with the pistol on my first run. Just on these last targets here, just hammering them, nailing everything. So this last shot, you'll take out your magazine. It's a high value target. If you miss it, it's a 20-second penalty. First run through, get it. Pretty happy with that. Second run through, miss it. Of course. So after that, holster pistol, turn around, run back through here, across this little bridge. On the first run, this is where I run into the stuck case. So as I'm shooting, I'm not 100% sure what caused the stuck case. The case got stuck as it was chambering, not on extraction. So I don't know why that happened. I'm gonna have to diagnose it. I did sort of fix the problem, but for this stage, basically, I don't know what's happening. This is where I stop on the first stage. So the second stage, we'll just focus on that after this. So go ahead and finish off these rifle targets on the rifle. I probably should have kept that magazine, but
grab your sled.
Got the sled. Sled was, I don't know. It was decently heavy. Luckily, the ground was pretty wet, so it didn't take a whole lot of effort to move it. Well, actually, it took some effort to move it, but it could have been worse. I really wanted to finish this stage. Not very many people during this match finished this stage. So I wanted to be one of those ones that did, and unfortunately, I did not. So crawl up this tower,
3 Kennedys of your choice.
Get in
from
here.
Nearest to furthest, twice.
Getting in here was kind of a pain in the butt. It was just pretty cramped overall. So this is one of those R4 magazines, and they have a little bit more friction, I think. A little harder for the gun to run. But get on it. This first, you have 4 rifle targets. You have to shoot 3 of them. You can pick which 3 in order from closest to furthest. But
no, it happened again.
On this first shot, well, I guess second shot, I get another stuck case.
Come on.
In my head, I'm thinking, okay, well, I'm done with this stage because I just get this other malfunction.
I'll try.
Try and clear it doing a mortar drill, and it doesn't. It just does not want to clear. Now, the way we cleared it the first time was we banged on the charging handle.
Huh?
Remember how they pushed it up?
The RO's kind of reminding me what we did, so I try and get it. Eventually, it comes out.
There we go. Got it. This has been really annoying if I have to do that all day.
Luckily, that is the last time it happens this day. But after that, I keep going with the stage, and I don't hit any of these shots, and I don't know why. I've shot at this location before. I've done the Tactical Sniper Series DMR matches here, and it's something about this particular part of the property here at Clinton House where it's just, for whatever reason, it's super hard to hit these targets. They're not very far. They're like 300 yards maximum. And it's just, everybody struggled. I don't know why. It's almost like there's some weird wind in there. Who knows? I don't know. I'm sure I can think of more excuses if you let me, but I'm going to go ahead and probably stop the footage or speed it up or something. But yeah, that was stage 2. Stage 2, I finished, let's see, it was not very good. I finished in place 81 out of 93. Not great. That's overall. Within the slick division, I was 11th out of 13. So, could have been a lot better on that stage. All right, on to stage 3. This is Rambo River. So, Rambo River, we start in this drainage pipe. The water today was not too bad. It was a little chilly, but I imagine this would have felt very nice if the day had been a little hotter. But it was a little chilly today, so it was kind of chilly in the water. So you start here at the end of this pipe, and it was very difficult to hear the RO when called for whether I was ready or not, and I could not hear that beep, so I'm pretty glad that he yelled go. So he yells go, and you take off through this pipe, come out of the river, run down. There's some pistol targets. You have to stay in this box to shoot the pistol targets. Again, pretty overall happy with my pistol performance today. Made pretty short work of those targets. Take off through the river. I tried to stay, up where I wasn't really in the water because I figured I could go faster if I did that as opposed to trying to run through the water. There's a few spots in there. I stepped on some sticks, and I'm glad I was wearing shoes. They would have definitely gone through my foot. Get here, more pistol targets. Again, finish on the last round of that magazine, so I'm pretty happy I was doing good with that. After that, we come up here to the top of this tower. These stairs are super steep, so I took my time going up them. Now, I had made some changes to my rifle. Luckily, I had the foresight to bring a cleaning rod to the match today, so I scrubbed the chamber, scrubbed the bore, lubed it up, and then I actually ended up swapping the recoil spring out. So originally I had a rifle, just a normal AR-15 rifle spring in there, and if you look on the PSA website, the KS-47 is intended for an AR-10 carbine spring, and that's because it needs that extra spring pressure to strip those rounds out of the magazine. And so that's what I switched to, and I think that helped. So I come around the corner, and during the stage brief they're telling us, you go down around the corner and you'll see some flags. And so I come around the corner, I didn't see the flags at first, and I thought, did I miss them? But no, I just didn't go down far enough. Supposed to climb up here, grab the flag. The rope was a little unnecessary. I probably could have just jumped up and grabbed them, but whatever. Run back. So at this point in the day, I'm kind of tired. I don't really know what the next stages are going to be throughout the day. So you're playing this game of, do I push myself harder and go faster at the cost of maybe worse performance later in the day, or do I just take it easy? And I sort of chose to take it easy here. Boom, one shot. And that stage is over. Did pretty well on this stage. Pretty happy with that one. I ended up placing 7th out of 93 overall. And then for slick, I placed 2nd out of 13. So, like I said, 2nd place is a running theme for this match. So this is stage 4.
You made the right
running until your legs fall off. And this was definitely the most physically demanding stage of the day.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad I saved a little bit of energy for this stage, because if I had gone all out on the previous stages, this stage would have been miserable. And you will see why. So starting position was hands on the barricade, rifle staged on the table. Timer goes off, and you have to run, it's probably 40 yards, 50 yards. Run over, and there are 2 partially full ammo cans over here that you have to pick up and bring back to the table. They weren't too heavy. They're more just awkward. One of the other things too is that they weren't actually weighted the same. One was heavier than the other. I think the small one was heavier, if I remember right. I don't quite remember. So yeah, you bring these over to the table, load your rifle, and you have 5 rifle targets that are about 200-ish yards away. And so after coming off stage 2, I was really worried I wouldn't be able to hit these targets. And luckily, I was able to hit them. I don't know what the issue was on stage 2. I don't know why I wasn't able to hit those ones when these ones were about the same size and maybe a little bit closer, but not that much closer. So I don't know what the difference was, but I make it through all those rifle targets fairly easily. Now you gotta pick up these cans and take them back. So again, I'm kind of pacing myself for the stage. making sure I don't wear myself out. You know, it's super easy to go fast because, you know, these aren't that heavy. But, you know, if you push yourself too hard, you get to the rifle part, and then, you know, you're breathing super heavy, and, you know, it's hard to make your shots. So that's the name of the game, is knowing how hard you can push yourself without compromising your marksmanship. So I bring the sandbag and the water jug back to the rifle table, grab my rifle, get back down. So you can see I'm at about 5 power on the optic, and that's one of the great things about this optic, is I can actually use it at whatever magnification I need to. Breeze through those targets. Now I know this last prop that you have to carry, I know it's the lightest of the 3. It's an empty beer keg. And so on the way back here, I'm kind of pacing myself just a little bit longer because I know I can let out a burst of energy at the end here. Move over to the keg, grab the keg. You'll hear the keg bounce off my empty head a few times. I just lost a pistol mag right there. Pick it back, drop the keg.
Left to right, 180.
Rifle's nice and muddy at this point. So one of the tricks that I was kind of trying to do is that while I was shooting the rifle, so the first time through and the second time through, is while I was shooting the rifle, I was making sure to focus on my breathing, not necessarily for the marksmanship, although that was definitely part of it. It was more of making sure that I calmed myself down for the next round of carrying whatever prop it was. So you see I have a little, again, you know, failing to strip out that first round of the magazine. Luckily it didn't cause a huge issue. So, I'm done with rifle, pick up the keg.
You dropped a mag, I'm putting it on the table.
And now I know, you know, all I have left is pistol, and
One hit each. You're gonna do it twice. Left or right.
yeah, get through that. And again, pretty happy with that performance. Stage 4, I placed 8th overall.
Round left on pistol.
And within slick, I was again 2nd place. What do you know? Alright, stage 5, gone fishing. So, the last stage of the day,
I'm ready.
I kind of know going into it that I can push myself a little bit harder because I don't have anything else after this. So, I was pretty fired up for this stage. I think everyone was ready to go home. So take off, you have this rope here to climb up. Now there's a little black tape, that's all further you have to go is just touch the black tape. I wish we could have gone higher. That was pretty underwhelming in terms of difficulty, at least for me. You have to run through here. You got some flags you gotta follow. You could see a few places where people were slipping. You know, you see big streaks through the mud, so you know, as I'm going through here, I kind of know where the slick spots are, so I could kind of, you know, just cruise. Come out, ground your rifle. You actually have to get in this boat. Now, I thought the boat would be more in the water. So my first thought was I'm gonna, be in the boat kneeling, but it was actually, partially on land, so it wasn't too bad. I could just stand on it. Again, cruise through the pistol stuff. I was very happy with how well this pistol shot. I really didn't have anything to complain about with it. So all done there, grab the rifle, back up the hill.
Might need it.
When we did the stage walkthrough, I got the impression that this hill would be a lot bigger. Not necessarily in height, but you would spend more time running up it. So I initially thought that would be a problem, but it was not a problem. You didn't spend a whole lot of time climbing up it, so. So come to this tree, you got some pistol targets.
You gotta be through those trees.
Okay.
Watch your muzzle. If you could, please.
Left or right?
It can be anything.
So cruise through those pistol targets there. Now it's on to.
You're gonna move on to the next one.
More rifle.
It's gonna be rifle 9. Watch out for
the last little bit of rifle to finish off the day. So these targets were all out in the woods. They're all painted bright pink. They were fairly easy to spot.
Left right, first one's over there.
All right.
And it's kind of hard to see if you're really close up on it.
I thought.
I got a magnifier.
So when I loaded my rifle, a leaf fell onto the bolt.
Right.
I thought it was. I didn't know what it was. So at first I was like, "Uh-oh, what is this? This is new. I haven't seen this before." But luckily, it just quick swipe and it was out. So it didn't cause any problems.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Oh, come on.
9. Move to the next box. Do the same thing. Just go.
I gotta run through all those targets again. Last target I couldn't see is actually behind a tree, and they told us that going in that you could see all the targets from the box, but you would not be able to see all the targets from one position within the box. So they told us that going in. I forgot it by then.
Right.
If RO wasn't there, I would have stood there for probably quite a while trying to figure out where's this last target. Yeah, so basically I know I'm done with this stage. Come out, run down the road, so I kind of take off, giving it most of what I have left. Not quite everything I have. I didn't really want to throw up this day, so. Plus I knew I had one more shot to take, so I wanted to make sure I could make that shot. Get there, load pistol, and boom. So that was stage 5. So for stage 5 overall, I ended up placing 12th out of 93.
All right.
And overall, what do you think? Is it second? Yeah, it is. What do you know? Second place again. So for the whole match overall, I ended up placing 12th overall, which, like I said, this is my first match. So going into it, I was kind of expecting to place relatively highly, not because I'm, good or anything, but in my head I was thinking if I'm competing in the slick division, I don't have the extra weight that the people in intermediate and elite and masters are having. So you'd think if everyone is on an equal playing field, the people who are wearing, plate carriers and all that sort of stuff should be slower than people in slick division. So I was kind of expecting to do decent in that regard. And then, I ended up placing better than I thought I would. I was expecting kind of mid-20s. If I had done better on stage 2, I definitely would have placed better. I could have probably placed top 10, but, I'm not going to complain about 12th place. I did. For my first match, I'm pretty happy with that performance. Going forward, I would like to pick up a plate carrier so that way I can compete in first, intermediate, and then eventually elite. Especially, looking at the scores, there's a few people who are above me who are competing in elite, and it's just, I'm running around with no weight, no heavy hot plate carry on me, and I still get beat by these people in elite. So it's like, okay, did I really do that good? So, I want to compete on the same playing field as everybody else. So I will definitely pick up a plate carrier, but we'll see when that will be. But yeah, that's it for this match. If you have any questions about the match or what my gear or anything like that, go ahead and leave them in the comment section. I have no life, so I will see them. I will respond to them if they're actual questions that need a response. But yeah.